Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Transfer Talk. I am Diyar and today we'll be going over the latest transfer rumours related to the club. Unfortunately, it won't be your usual long episode. It'll be kind of short due to the fact that we had a game today and also it's a Sunday, so not that many reports are out. However, there are some interesting things that did come out today. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing that we'll be talking about today is actually Roy Hodgson's comment on transfers after the 1-0 defeat against Derby. According to London News Online, this is what Roy had to say on transfers. I have no comments to make on potential transfer targets. This will be something which will be happening now, but unless I can say honestly that the thing being put before me has some truth in it, then I am not prepared to make any comment. We have said since the summer transfer window, we are looking to sign at least one, possibly two strikers and two fullbacks. Nothing changes. I said it a year ago, I said it in the summer, and I say it again. I want to start by saying that Roy Hodgson hasn't actually signed a contract extension. I don't know if you guys remember, but in December, there were talks that Roy was going to meet up with Steve Parish to talk about his contract, and nothing has come out of it. And you know what? I don't blame him, because if I was him, I would be annoyed too. And you could see by his comments and him coming out publicly and speaking about transfers that he is frustrated, and rightly so, because Roy Hodgson hasn't only been at the club this season. I mean, he's been at the club for a couple of seasons now, and he has proven that he could keep this team up. And I think that's what the owners want, right? I mean, as fans, we want us to kick on, but the owners, first and foremost, want us to stay in the league. And yet, they're still not backing the man that they trust. I mean, how would you feel if you're Roy Hodgson? I feel like, yes, his tactics have been a bit negative. I mean, against Derby, for example, we gave him too much respect. I'm not saying Roy Hodgson's the perfect man, but at the end of the day, when you look at this season, at what point this season have we been looking at the relegation zone and worrying about going down? None. I mean, even when we went through the hard run of fixtures, we came out of it solid and we're still 9th in the Premier League. So how on earth can't you back a manager who has proven to himself that he can keep this team up? You're just taking a mickey out of him. And honestly, if the board doesn't back Roy Hodgson in this window, then many fans are going to go against them, and rightly so, because the summer was absolute shambles. We sold our best right back. We had more than enough time to replace Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Didn't replace him. We clearly needed another left back because the only real option was Patrick Van Aanholt. Didn't go and get one. We needed so many positions, and yet again, it was just nothing. Just nothing. So that can't happen in this window. If you want Roy Hodgson as a manager, then you have to back him. And there's no surprise at all for why he hasn't signed an extension, because I wouldn't as well. It seems like broken promises, and as I've said, it feels like the club are just taking a mickey out of him, and I would be annoyed too. And I want Roy to come out publicly and make these comments, because it seems like that's the only way that there could be possible change, as whatever he's been doing before hasn't been working. So it's unfortunate that we are where we are right now, but this window is actually very important, and hopefully the board does the right thing. The first player that we'll be talking about today is Edouard, the Celtic forward. Unfortunate news, but according to The Sun, Palace manager Roy Hodgson may wait until the summer of 2020 to make a move for the 30 million rated striker. The Hoops cannot afford to lose the Frenchman in the middle of the season, as they are facing a stiff competition from bitter old firm rivals Rangers for the Scottish Premiership title. Unfortunate news, really. I mean, I was looking forward to this window because it seemed likely building up to this window anyways that would be in for Edouard. And another player that we were linked with in Scotland was the Rangers forward Morales, who seemed like an absolute lunatic in all honesty with all his red cards, but both players seem like very good prospects. But yeah, it looks unlikely, and it makes sense really, because even now, whilst recording this video, only 2 points separate them. So I guess you don't want to lose one of your best players in a title race. So it makes sense really why they would want to keep him till the summer window. Bad for us, but I mean, if he can still continue his form and if we still have the opportunity to get him in the summer, then that would be good. But we move on to the next one. This is the one that should excite many Palace fans in a way. Batshuayi. According to TalkSport, Crystal Palace have reportedly been given the green light to sign Batshuayi on loan for a second time, but must wait for Frank Lampard to bring a new striker to Stamford Bridge to complete the move. This is the transfer we need, and I can't emphasize this anymore. If we get Batshuayi, it would be amazing, even if it's on loan. Because last time around he joined, our football didn't change. We still didn't create as many chances, but the thing with Batshuayi is that he just fit into Roy's system just like that. And the chances that he did have, he finished them off. And imagine having him as a backup option to Ayew, or having Ayew as a backup option to Batshuayi, or them two even playing alongside each other. It would just be absolutely fantastic, and just hope it happens. I mean, it's saying that Chelsea needs to sign a replacement first. We were linked with Shalov yesterday, and me personally, I wouldn't mind if Chelsea took Shalov if that meant that Batshuayi would come out to Palace out on loan. I would love that. I mean, he is the one striker that would just be such a massive boost, because there's a massive connection between the fans and him, and hopefully this happens. Well, that's it for today. As mentioned before, it is a short episode due to the fact that not many reports come out on Sundays. But if you did like the video, please make sure to leave a like down below, as it helps out massively. And also make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on these daily transfer talk videos. And until next time, up the Palace.